Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Sarah?
Hello, my name is Sarah Hyde. I am a student of Kosa Izhar, and today we'll be talking about the beautiful names of God.
Thank you, Sarah. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. My name is Kausar Izhar and I'm from Center for Peace and Spirituality. Today we are reading a wonderful article from Spirit of Islam. Uh, and Sarah, go ahead, please. Could you please read it so we'll discuss it?
Yeah, the beautiful names of God. Ever since the pandemic has happened, quite a few acquaintances have called me to find out which name of God should they recite often to protect themselves from coronavirus. This led me to think about the prevalent culture of chanting the names of God or verses from the Quran as solutions to problems. I present here the behind calling upon God by his name. Calling upon God is a great form of worship. According to the Hadith, the record of the sayings and deeds of the Prophet, calling upon God or supplication is a kernel of worship. Sunan al-Tirmidhi. It is an act of personal nature. Everyone has to pray for themselves, just as everyone has to perform their own worship. According to the chapter prostration of the Quran, this is one of the virtues of a believer. They forsake their beds, calling upon their Lord in fear and hope. 32:16. The general concept regarding the names of God is that they are some mysterious words. It is believed that some miraculous effect is hidden in these words, and our task is to only remember and recite them repeatedly, and then mysteriously we will receive miraculous benefits. This is what people think of divine names. This is not the right understanding. The names are in no way mysterious words. They represent a known and meaningful reality. It is blessing which can be fully expressed rationally. God's name, known Asma-i Husna in Arabic, are the known doors of God's mercy. These doors have been opened, as we learn from the Quran, so that man may discover them and passing through them may reach the mercy of God in this world. Asma-i Husna are like the gates of divine mercy. They are the means of connecting us to God. They are a God given key to God realization which awaken our hearts and minds, take us from darkness to light. It is very important to understand the spirit behind calling out to God with his names. It is a fact that a human being is a truth seeking being by nature. Very soon there awakens within him a feeling that some superior being must exist who will grant him the light of guidance. At that moment he calls out, O God of guidance, grant me guidance by your special mercy. In this present world, the man repeatedly faces such situations in which he feels himself helpless. At that time, under the influence of his latent feelings, he wants to call upon a superior being. Then, of the best names, he finds a divine name of the superior being, such as relates the particular situation in which he finds himself, and with that in mind, he calls out, O God, you are my helper. Help me in all ways possible. Take another situation where one fears some danger. Then one may call upon God in these words, Al-Wali, which means a protecting friend. Thus a person would call out thus, O protecting friend, protect me from what I fear. One should discover the attributes of God and call upon Him with the attribute which will invoke God's mercy for a situation he is in. Such calling will instill the faith and trust persons calling after God, that God is all powerful and the owner of the attribute which he is in need of. It is not about chanting, it is about understanding and discovering the attribute and beseeching God to help us in a particular situation.
Jazakallah khair. Wow, mashallah. Sarah, this is such a wonderful read. I learned so much. You know, something I thought that chanting the name of Allah will miraculously bring mercy of God. Like
Yeah.
we would say that, like we would say Bismillah, 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 or we would say Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. And sometimes we say La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah. Sometimes we say Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. uh, we chant these names, and we think that without even understanding. And I would think that by chanting these names miraculously, Allah will help me, and I will get a lot of blessings. And if I'm in danger, Allah will save me. And if I need any help, or if I need to fulfill my desires, all I need to do is chant these names. But this article is so right, and this is right, that we cannot just chant the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to understand the spirit behind these names and
Yeah.
invoke His mercy while we are praying, while we are saying the duas. Remember, we talked about the dua yesterday, um, or day before yesterday, or something. We were talking about, how powerful the duas are, and this is the
Oh,
same
yeah.
thing. Is that what do you think about this article, Sarah?
Yes, I think it's right that when the pandemic happened, like I feel like we just start chanting God's name, that God will just help us and like He will save us from coronavirus and all these like germs. But we didn't ever think about like the whole like meaning of these words or anything. We just start chanting it and we just wanted help. We didn't care about the spirits or anything. So I think that it's actually not very fair because I think like I feel like it's not fair because all of a sudden when the pandemic happened, like everybody just started remembering God. Like all of a sudden, like I'm not saying like before we did dua, before we did all these things and we remember God, we just prayed to Him. But what we didn't do is actually remember God, remember how many blessings He gave us. Like we have thousands of blessings. It will take like 10 years to even count all these things that people don't have. So I think that it's not really fair because all of a sudden when coronavirus came, like we just start remembering God. We just all of a sudden we're just like, oh please God save me. But before we didn't even think about God. So what I think is it's not really fair that all of a sudden we're just trying to chant God's name and remember Him when you should have remembered Him always. And I'm
Mm.
not saying we should not remember. I mean, we should remember, but you should also seek forgiveness because you didn't. Some people probably have not even thought about God before, but we're just remembering God right now. We're in a tough situation. I think we should think about God.
Mashallah, mashallah, you're so right that on top of it, we are just like, it's not fair to Him that we are only without understanding. We are chanting God's name right now in pandemic. Right now, we think that, is that? I mean, this is just like underestimating God's mercy and the deeper meaning of God's names. For example,
Yeah.
when we say Bismillah Rahman Rahim, did we ever think that did we ever think that what could be the like Rahman and Rahim, when we say Bismillah Rahman Rahim, so there are which means that we start on the name with the name of God, who's most gracious, most merciful. Now there are two attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rahman and Rahim. Rahman is like merciful, or compassionate, and Rahim means more than, like infinite, like uh, this is like that we cannot even find the finiteness. It's just like an infinite way of his mercy.
Yeah.
One is like, if one is just like we say that he's the greater, and then which would be Rahman, and Rahim would be the he's the greatest in mercy. So when we think
Yeah. And
about, sorry, go ahead, please.
yeah. No, no. Like you
Yeah.
can go
Yeah,
first.
so just like that, if we understand the meaning of these names of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, we will know that how gracious, how merciful, how compassionate He is. He's and by paying attention, by acknowledging and paying attention, then we will get more benefit out of it. Then it's better for us, because when we will be invoking his mercy, and we say, "O Rahman, O Rahim, O Allah, please help me, because you are most merciful, you are most compassionate, you are most loving, you're most and please, since you are that, so please love me and save me and help me at this time." So
Yeah. So
yeah.
she want to say something about this, like why I feel like this pandemic happened. So what I think about this pandemic happened, like a lot of people might think this also, but I think pandemic happened because of all the things like we do and all the things we say to people and all these bad things happening, and that God made this pandemic. So like I think he made it pandemic happen is because like there's so many bad things going on in the world, and everyone's forgetting that God's there watching us to do
Mm,
all this. So I think like a lot of people have said that this like pandemic thing that it has like lots of mutation, like
mm,
it has so much mutation that looks like it's man-made and
mm,
stuff, and it's not like natural. So maybe it is man-made, but I think Allah Ta'ala chose it to happen right now is
mm,
because like we have forgotten God so much that we don't even care. Like I care, but a lot of people don't care anymore that that God's still here, all these things, and they're just forgetting about God so much, and everybody's just been shopping and doing. No, I'm not shopping is bad, but like so many people over shopping and a lot of people on YouTube showing off all the stuff they have and showing all the food they get to eat and all things. I think that is not the right way to do. And then what these YouTubers do is that um they show us all the food they have, all the things they have, and then they're um it's just I don't think it's right that they just show off all the food they have and
mm,
stuff, and then also some like there's some YouTuber that just says that if I am having a good day, you should have a good day and all these things. So like
mm,
they're like I don't think it's right just to say like if I'm having a good day, you should be having a good day because life is not like that. If this YouTuber is happy, that doesn't mean that we're gonna have a good day. And
mm,
like if he's having a bad day, that doesn't mean we deserve a bad day. So like these YouTubers are just kind of unfair, and all these people in the world are just not being fair. Like they're just shopping all the time. They're just forgetting about that God is even there. So that
oh yeah, yes,
I feel like this.
absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like this is why I feel like this pandemic happened in the first place. So I think from now on, everybody in the world should just ask for forgiveness and stuff.
Absolutely. It was like a little shock for the world,
Yeah.
because we were using all the blessings of God, and we were not recognizing, acknowledging that who gave
Oh
us the
yeah.
blessing.
Yes.
And then not only that, that we were abusing the blessing of God's, actually. As you mentioned, that
Yeah.
we were eating a lot, we were wasting a lot, and then we were just like
Oh,
making a mess
and
on this,
also,
yeah, in this planet Earth. We were making a
yeah,
mess of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. And also, people are not on YouTube or on other apps or other social media apps. They're just forgetting about all the blessings they have and everything. I'm not saying all YouTubers are doing this, but they're just showing off all the food, showing off their clothes, showing off all their presents, and they're just like trying to show off, and like it's not nice to the other people who are poor, and God is watching them and not like liking what they're doing. And
mm,
also a lot of people like have been doing animal cruelty, and like they're hurting animals and not treating them well. So I
mm.
think this is why this pandemic happened, is because of all the weeds that have accumulated into one big pile. And then
Oh,
God is
yes.
like, everyone has forgotten like that I am here, that I am watching them. They have all
Yes.
forgotten that. They are
Yeah.
still doing their bad deeds. They are not listening to my rules. Like that's how God is like thinking. That they're
Mm.
not listening to my rules. They're not doing the right thing. They're not being efficient and nice. And so
Yes, absolutely. And then it is for our own. So when this pandemic happened, it was actually
yeah.
a wake-up call for us, that,
Yeah.
what is important and what is not relevant. I mean, there are so many irrelevant things that we were into that was not meant for anything. That was just like wastage of time, wastage of resources and everything. Now that we know.
Yeah. And also like people in their free time, or actually like I think like almost everybody right now is like wasting their time watching all these videos about YouTubers showing their food, showing their clothes, etc, all the objects they have in their life,
Mm,
everything, and they're just free time. They're
mm,
not like helping people, they're not exploring the world, they're not praying like we're praying to God, but they are not like thinking of God in their free time. They are not
mm,
doing
mm,
anything like helping. They're not doing anything that's like good. They're just wasting their time watching these YouTube videos, people showing off their clothes, showing off everything they have, and they're not
mm.
trying to help the world and make this change that YouTubers stop doing this. They're not. They're just watching these people and they're getting, and also these people are like trying to become like them.
Mhm.
A lot of
Absolutely.
people, and I see a lot of little kids, they're just making their channel and they're just trying to copy all these bad people, bad influences. So
Mm,
I just feel like we should stop all this. Like it's not too late to stop doing all these bad influences, because there are so many little kids, they're also trying to show off all their clothes, show off all the
So,
properties.
so Sarah, we cannot see, the thing is, they're using their free will to do this. We cannot stop them, but we
Yeah,
can
I
what
agree with
we
that.
yeah, what we can do is that we can also bring up new channels, new YouTube channels, new Facebook
Yeah,
programs, and
but I also think
with that will have this type of talk that you and I we are doing, so
yes,
that so
but
this yeah, go
yes,
ahead,
I
please.
know that these are little kids, and they're not trying to, like, they're just doing it out of their free will, like their right as a human to like do
Hmm.
what they want. But I feel like I'm not saying we should force them and stop them and say stop and all that stuff. But I'm just saying maybe like everybody should just at least like think about it for a moment, and then if they feel like, you know, if they're doing the wrong thing, they should stop. But if they're not feeling like they're doing the wrong thing, they can keep on doing it because that's their right.
Yeah, so what we can do is that by using our program, we can talk about the goodness of God, and then we can just like promote this message that how God is merciful, and what is the true, what is the proper way of
Yeah,
acknowledging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like, for example, it says that there is a proper way to pray, and the most proper, best proper way is to pay attention to the names of God, and to have these duas. So when we have this proper understanding of, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has more than 99 names. I mean, we are
Yeah,
only human. So we can only say that there are 99 names of God.
yeah,
But he may have more than, like, he will have like infinite names, because
yeah,
we human cannot even encompass him. So
yeah.
so
So
the proper,
actually,
so can you tell everyone, all the viewers, that what would be the proper way to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala according to this article?
okay, so I think in order to like naturally stop the pandemic, not having to make these flus, like and not flus, I mean these vaccines or these vitamin like or these medications, and how to naturally stop it is to pray to God. And the proper way to pray to God is not just saying his name, chanting his name over and over again, just saying I don't even know the meaning of this, but I'm just going to say it for my own benefit. So I
Hmm.
think that's not the way to do it. You should like not do it because like you just want that your benefits. I think you should do it because so you have an understanding, and that you actually know what you're saying, and you um know the whole reason that like why are we praying in the first place. Like if you don't know what you're doing, why are you praying in the first place? Because that is like me cutting up a sandwich for no reason. So that's like
Exactly.
you doing namaz and praying and chanting Allah's name for no reason. Because
Hmm.
maybe you're having a reason that you're just, maybe I'm bored, so I'm just cutting the sandwich. And you, maybe all these people are just like praying because they want more benefits. But you still don't know what you're doing because
Hmm.
that's maybe. Because if you should actually know what you're doing, because like when you pray to God, and when you do all these things, you don't know the meaning of the words, you don't know what it is, you just know that I'm worshiping God.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
why do you not know why are you doing it?
Oh, wow.
Because
That's amazing.
obviously,
Yeah.
why do you not know why are you doing it? Because if I just go stand there and chant Allah's name 1,000 times, 2,000 times, that will make no, like there will be
Sense.
no,
Yeah.
there will be
Yeah.
no words, there will be not a word at all, no word,
Yeah.
no
Exactly.
nothing.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we should actually understand all
Huh.
these names, all these. Now I'm not saying now memorize 99 names, but at least when you're chanting God's name, you should know the meaning of it. You should know why are you doing it. You
Hmm.
should actually, you should not do it because your mom forced you the other day. Oh yes, you have to pray. You have to do
Huh.
this. You have to do that.
Huh.
You should do it out of your own will. Because
Huh.
if you don't have the, if that's like me, if I want to go on spelling bee, if I want to go on this and that, and I just like, I just do it because my mom is forcing me, because my dad is forcing me that, Sarah, you have to study your spelling words today.
Huh.
Then I won't have the, like I won't have the mood to do it. I won't want to do it, and that is why I want to do a good job. But
Yeah.
if I actually want to do it, if I am determined to do it, then I that will make a better result. Because I'm studying every day. I'm doing all I can, and yeah, like that's how you do it. So if I'm praying namaz to God, that is almost the same situation. I should want to do what I'm doing. I should have the will, like I want to do it. I should be understanding the meaning of it, and I should like do it with my heart, not just chant 2,000 times, because that'll be of no words, because you're
Hmm.
just chanting his name. I can do it right now as well, but
Yeah.
I won't mean it.
Mashallah. I mean, that's so right. The example is that when we are, when we, for example, this one, when we are in danger, for example, and we are fearing for our life, then we would say that, because we know that Allah is the savior of us, then we would say, uh, Al-Wali, which means protecting friend. Thus, a person would call out like that, oh, protecting friend, protect me from what I fear.
So
Like,
can I say something about this too?
yes, of course.
So like if for example if somebody is sitting in the room and then somebody comes in and tries to break in and tries to hurt them, and I just chant Al Wali and I'm just like, oh yeah, Allah Ta'ala will save me.
Uh-huh.
Yes, He will save you, but it will be like will kind of be like of nowhere. That's like, you know, giving cashier like money for something you don't want. Like like I'm just saying Al Wali, and I don't really care about it. Like
Um,
जो भी हो it, like whatever is it, whatever it is, just let me say Al Wali and I will get saved. No, that is not the way to do it, because Allah Ta'ala is like our friend,
yeah.
like our best friend. And if I just call Al Wali, yeah, just come help me. No, because you're not treating Allah Ta'ala like a best friend. You're just treating him like some person, and you don't have any value for him, you don't care for him. That is how you're acting if you just say Al Wali. So that
Uh,
is not fair. We cannot just
absolutely.
call Allah Ta'ala whenever we need him, and whenever we don't need him we just forget him. Just he will
Exactly.
go. We
When
cannot
we,
we cannot
exactly,
say, yeah, we cannot say he will go away. Just it's fine. Allah Ta'ala is not watching.
absolutely. So
Allah
we
Ta'ala is
have
not
it,
watching. So
we
Lord,
have to really, really, you're so right. We have to
yeah, so
really,
like
really
so
believe it in our heart that
yeah,
he's
so
our, yeah.
yeah, so when people are in their like free time, they're doing whatever they want. They're like, no, Allah will not watch me. It's fine. He will go away. No, that is not the way to treat your creator, your friend, everything. That's not the way to treat it. This is like me giving money to a cashier for something I don't want. That's like
Yeah.
me saying Al Wali. I don't really want to like. I don't really care about it, but I'm just
Huh,
doing it because I want to be saved.
absolutely.
That's just
Yeah,
me spending
I
money because that's just me spending money because I want to and I don't want the item I'm buying.
absolutely. Yeah. We have to really, really believe it in our heart after
Yeah.
we pay attention, after we discover the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He's most merciful, He's most compassionate, He's most loving. And then we when we cry out in that spirit, then
Yeah.
that is very effective dua. So
Yeah.
so, mashallah, thank you so much, Sarah. We had such a wonderful. So, when whenever during this pandemic, and whenever we are in trials and tribulations, we will, inshallah, ta'ala, not only chant the names of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, which is we call it Uswai Husna, but we will also understand it. We will believe it in our heart that Allah is like that. He's most merciful and He's our wali, al wali. He's our friend, and
Yeah.
then we can talk to Him. Also, talking to Him is a very good because dua is a
Oh, yeah.
talking point. He's a talking that just like you and I we were talking. We can also,
Yeah.
Allah loves it that when we talk to Him as well. So thank you, Jazakallah khair. So I think our time is up, Sarah. So would you like to say the finishing comments, and then we will say Khudafis to everyone?
Okay. You just I hope everyone liked the topic, and I hope the next time you chant for God, you will like understand it and believe in your heart for that. And thank you for coming on the video and
All
watching.
right, Jazakallah khair. Khudafis, everyone.
Allah